Hi everybody, Culturist John here. In this video, first I want to talk about the definition of the alt-right with an R, then I want to talk about the definition of the alt-light with an L, and then I want to talk about where Trump fits in this wide spectrum. Now famously, Hillary Clinton has said, "Trump is alt-right, Trump is racist." That's what she sounds like to me. I don't think Trump is alt-right. I don't even think Trump is alt-light. So, what are these things? Well, in a nutshell, the alt-right with an R is racist and white nationalist, and the alt-light with an L is more culturist, more into saving Western civilization. And these mix, but we'll treat them as differently today. Now, there's one thing that unites both the alt-light and the alt-right. They both hate multiculturalism. Why? Well, on the alt-right, they look at multiculturalism's goal of diversity and know that really, there's only two ways mathematically this can happen. One, you bring in a lot of non-whites. Two, you reduce the number of whites. Either way, in a democracy, once whites get below 50%, they've lost control of their homeland. They no longer have sovereignty, right? And if the whites don't control America, if they don't control Western Europe, where are they going to go, right? They're a permanent minority in exile. What about the alt-light? Well, the alt-light hates multiculturalism because it's the opposite of culturism and they're culturist. But multiculturalism at heart says that the West has no traditional majority culture, right? The West is just this culturally neutral space where lots of cultures happen to come and mix together, right? And it's just as British to be Islamic as it is to be Church of England? No. Right? It's just as American to be Mexican and speak Spanish as it is to be American? No, it isn't. Right? So the alt-light really hates multiculturalism. Now, they both hate it, but they hate it more than I've already said because it's more evil than I've already described it. Multiculturalism sits atop of this narrative where all success by white Western people is based on the exploitation, the enslavement, right? The imperialism on all non-white, non-Western peoples. Therefore, it pushes this social justice narrative, whereas, to have justice, we must get revenge against the white people. We must get revenge against Western culture. We must smash them, right? And obviously, this leads to the alt-right thinking, oh my God, this is, leading to white genocide. It leads the alt-left to think, oh my God, these are Marxist communists who just want to destroy Western civilization. So they both hate multiculturalism. Now let's talk a little bit more about the alt-right. Now first of all, it's called racist, right? Hillary can say, you are racist. Well, is it? Well, okay, on the extreme right, you have people that want to make America and the West right again, and on the extreme, you have people that want to do this maybe like through genocide, right? This really is a small, negligible amount. Mostly people in the alt-right, they just want to be able to have white areas, right? To have most of the West be white and have white areas. And this is not racist. This happens how? Through freedom of association, which is guaranteed us by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. When you have this, naturally you have white flight and you get white-dominated areas and black-dominated areas. Actually, it's more racist when the federal government thinks in terms of race quotas, when they want race mixing, right? When HUD says, this neighborhood is too white, we must bus in some minorities. When the Department of Education says, this school is too white, we must bus in some minorities. This is racist, right? So the alt-right, are they racist? It's up for discussion. Largely, they just want to be able to live with their own people. So that's the alt-right. What about the culturist alt-light? Well, again, they want to defeat multiculturalism. How do you do this? Well, first you say, I'm sorry, we're not multicultural. We actually do have a traditional majority culture and a right to protect it. Then you get the federal government to recognize that we do have a traditional majority culture. So you have actually Western holidays celebrated, right? We only vote in English, if that's, if you're from an English Western country. We actually have curriculum that says the West is the best. We created the modern civilization. Those other like old world cultures, not so good. Not so into Islam. Not so into Latino. We're into our culture. And all nations do this, but this is again a goal of culturists and how you defeat multiculturalism. So you've got the alt-light, you've got the alt-right. Where does Trump fit in? Well, first of all, both sides really want to thank Donald Trump because Trump has said radical Islam includes jihad, right? Illegal Mexican immigration includes racists and criminals. And these things are both true. And what the left always does is they switch and they go, you're not talking about culture, you're talking about race, you are racist. And then people on the right, they lose their jobs, they can't be professors, they can't be politicians, right? They're marginalized. And Trump has just said, it's true, I'm not changing. And the more he does this, the more people, yeah, it is true. And the more the left goes, yeah, racist, yeah, racist, yeah, they lose their power. So the alt-left and the alt-right, both thank you. Now, is Trump alt-right? I don't think so. He's not racist, right? He's got a Jewish son-in-law. He's always surrounding himself with black people and saying, they can be great patriotic, great citizens of the West. And as a culturist, I agree. But this is not alt-right. This is not racist at all. Is Trump alt-right? Again, I don't think so. Sometimes he says, radical Islam has a jihad problem. I'm sorry, I'm a culturist. I talk turkey about culture. Islam, period, has a problem with the West. Right? They don't mix, right? Islam is for jihad, they're for submission, they're for theocracy. We're not about any of those things. We don't mix. Occasionally he says, illegal Mexican immigration includes rapists and criminals. Okay, true. But again, I'm a culturist. I really want to talk about this kind of thing. Mexican culture is not American culture, right? Our language is English. Right? We have a different interpretation of the Mexican-American War, very importantly. Right? When Mexicans have high teen birth rates and low education rates, that's their culture, but it leads to second world status, right? We're not into that. So again, does he talk about culture? Occasionally by accident, not consistently. And oh my God, don't get me started. Black Lives Matter, right? When Trump is asked about this, he says, I salute the police. Yeah, we all salute the police, right? But he never talks about the black criminal culture, right? Thug culture. That's got to be talked about. And we also have to talk about how this mixes with multiculturalism. They say social justice means that you shoot police, that you're against this racist exploitative system, and it fuels Black Lives Matter, right? Obama's into that. No, he's got to fight that. He's got to point out that there are huge elements within the black culture that hate education, that are criminal, that promote violence. He's got to point this out, but he doesn't do it. So again, is he alt-right? No, he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. Is he alt-right? Maybe occasionally by accident he says some things about culture, but not consistently, not as a matter of principle. So no, he's not alt-right. Maybe he's alt-light on a good day. But again, both love him. Thank you for your work, Trump. But not alt-right, not alt-light. This has been Culturist John. Thanks for watching. Bye.